Hello, this is my programming tutorial on how to write a program that calculates the sum of the first column in a matrix of numbers that you input. A matrix is basically a grid, like this. In our grid that we are going to make a program for, we are going to have an n set of numbers from any number, so for example from number t to n. So to n. So it's going to be t and then t plus 1 and then t plus 2 and so forth. And our program that we are going to write, the user inputs the number of columns, which in this case there are 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3, and they will also input t and n, and our program is going to write that. So let's hop into idle. We are going to be writing this program in Python, and if you don't have it, you can get it in python.org/getit. I will be providing the link in the description. So first you want to save the file. Save it on your desktop. You want to save it as a .py file, so let's save it as testmatrix.py. Now hit save. Make sure it's on Python files, not text files or all files. Save, and I already have this, but I am going to replace it just for this tutorial. Now, first we want to initialize all variables. So we are going to be assigning these values later. Let's first set f is equal to 0. Actually, no, we'll do an input first. First num, which will be our first number, which here is t, is equal to input, and we are going to have parentheses and then quotation mark, and then parentheses. Now in between these quotation marks, in between the green ones right here, we would want to write, please input your first number. Put a period and put a space, so there will be some room between the answer and this question. Now hit enter and type in last num is equal to input, parentheses, and inside quotation mark, inside those quotation marks, please input your last number, period, space. Now let's assign the string sum, no, call for columns is equal to input, quotation mark, parentheses, please input the number of columns, period, space. Now go there and hit enter. Now we want to parse these strings into integers for us to use them in our loop. First, we want to change the first num into an integer. We do that by assigning the integer f is equal to int, parentheses, and inside that we type in first num. We do the same thing for each one. I like to do it for the first letter of each string. For example, L is equal to int last num, and so forth. We do it for call also. C is equal to int call. Now we have a sum. First we want to initialize this sum to 0, just in case Python forgets to do this for us. This is important for cross-platforms if you are doing this in a different programming language. Always set all sums to zeros and all products and division to 1. Now, sum will be equal to f, our first number, and I will show you why we need that. Now, this is our loop statement. While f, our first number, is less than L minus C. L minus C, which is the last number minus the number of columns, because Python executes the argument one time after the body. It executes the body, which we are about to type, one time after the argument has been completed. So to do the exact number, we have to subtract the number of columns. Now we put a colon to make sure that Python recognizes that what our body is, and that we indent it, and idle does this for us already. And we type in f is equal to f plus c. Now we've gone from t here to the next t, which is going to be t plus 3. But you get the idea, all the way until n. Let's hop in back to idle. So, f is equal to f plus c. Now, s is equal to s plus f. So now s is the old sum, and then we get the new first number for the row, and then we add it to the other sum. So it's a recurring sum. And now, to make sure that Python recognizes that we're done with the loop, we have to de-indent it or just click backspace. And now we type in print, which will print a string, parentheses, inside those quotation mark, inside the quotation marks, we type in, this is your sum, colon, space. Now outside of the quotation marks, but inside the parentheses, we put a comma, space, and the space is very important. And now we type in sum, because this is our sum. And here, I meant to type in sum, not s. Oh, I'm sorry. We need s here, and here s also. That would be a string. So now, we have done it, and we would want to file, save, or just Control S and double check our work. Remember to double check your work, because there might be some errors that Python might skip and you might not. So we inputted the first number, we inputted the last number, we inputted the columns, and then we make all of the strings integers. Then we assign this sum to 0, then we assign the sum to the first number, and we do our loop, we remember the colon, and we remember the space right here. Good. Now, we want to run, and run module, not check module or Python shell. Run module, it should say, please input your first number. I'm going to do 1, for example. Please input your last number, 100. Please input the number of columns. How about 5? No, this is your sum, 970. And if you check this on a calculator, it should be correct. Thank you for watching my tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Thank you.